16th and 17th.
16th and 17th would be better if possible.
Yeah. 16th and 17th we'll keep the examination of. You can put it in the group also, because we have to do this 3 chapters examination. Now 7th chapter is going on, Drona. Which is the verse we are in?
Text 11, Mataji.
Yeah, text 11.
11.
So the question was asked, and what did Vyasa do? That is how the whole chapter begins. Little recap. What did Vyasa do after Narada left? Vyasa sat on the banks of Saraswati Samyaprasha, and there he was meditating on the condition of the Kali Yuga people. He could see that though the Jiva is Parashakti, but is entangled in the Parashakti, only by the oral reception to the Vedic literature, simply by giving Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam Krishna Paramapurushe Bhakti Utpadyate Pumsam Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. Though entangled in this Maya and having this Shoka Moha Bhaya, but just by doing devotional service to Krishna, by giving oral reception, just by hearing about Lord, one can develop the love, Preeti, and then all this Shoka Moha Bhaya will be immediately removed. So Vyasa compiled the Bhagavatam and taught to his own son. So there, I think we have finished this. Yeah. So in the 10th verse, Sutta Goswami says, Atma Ramascha Muniyo Nirgrantaha Apya Urkramaha Kurvantya Hitukim Bhakti Ittha Bhuta Guno Harihi. Chaturshloki Bhagavatam was taught by Vedavyasa to Sukadeva Goswami. What happened after that? Though Atma Rama, though he is Atma Ram, who is Atma Ram? Sukadeva Goswami, self-realized soul. Though he is Atma Ram, here the main important points, 11 factors have been described. Atma Ram, he is always taking pleasure in himself. Cha, Munayaha, the sages. Cha also. So every word has been described very nicely. Last time we read this. Then Munayaha, Nirgrantaha, they are though freed from all the bondage, in spite, that is Api, Urukrame, when they hear about the Lord, the great adventure, Kurvanti, do, Ahaitukim, what they perform, unalloyed devotional service. Ahaitukim Bhaktim, Ittam Bhutaha Guno Harihi. So just by hearing the qualities of Lord, one immediately performs devotional service to Krishna. Now 11th verse. So Hari Gunaha has been described. The glories of Hari Guna, the glories of Gunaha. Guna means the qualities of Krishna. Harer Guna Kshiptam Atir Bhagavan. Harer Guna Kshiptam Atir Bhagavan Badarayanihi Adhyagan Mahad Akhyanam Nityam Vishnu Janapriyaha Harer Guna Kshiptam Atir Bhagavan Badarayanihi Adhyagan Mahadakhyanam Nityam Vishnu Janapriyaha. Now, about Sukadeva Goswami is given. How is Sukadeva Goswami? Sukadeva Goswami is transcendently powerful. He is son of Vyasa, Badarayanihi, son of Vyasa. Harihi Guna. So he is transcendently powerful, and also he underwent Hari Guna. He has wonderful characteristics as Lord. Hari Guna. Lord gives his qualities to the devotees. And also Abhyagat, he underwent Mahat Akhyanam. He underwent the great study of Srimad Bhagavatam. He is Priya Vishnu Janaha. he is very dear to the devotees. And Nityam Akhyanam, every day he is narrating this wonderful literature that is Bhagavatam. He is studying also Nityam Bhagavata Sevayaha. He is narrating also. That is why he has got all the attributes, he has got the wonderful qualities of Krishna. Harihi Gunaha. In this way, Hari Guna can be explained. Another way to explain is the book contains, as Bhagavatam contains, the description of Hari Guna. And Akshiptaha, he is completely absorbed, his mind is absorbed in Hari Guna. That is why he is transcendently powerful. And he has underwent the study of Bhagavatam. And that is the only reason he is very dear to the devotees. So how to become dear to the devotees? By taking study of Bhagavatam literatures. So that has been given here. Okay, Vasandani Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thanks for the service. Hare Gunakshipta Matir Bhagavan Bhadarayani Adhyagan Mahad Akhyanam Nityam Vishnu Jana Priya. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Srila Sukadeva Goswami, son of Srila Vyasadeva, was not only transcendentally powerful, he was also very dear to the devotees of the Lord. Thus, he underwent the study of this great narration, Srimad Bhagavatam. Purport. According to Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Srila Sukadev Goswami was a liberated soul even within the womb of his mother. Srila Vyasadeva knew that the child after his birth would not stay at home. Therefore, he, Vyasadeva, impressed upon him the synopsis of the Bhagavatam so that the child could be made attached to the transcendental activities of the Lord. After his birth, the child was still more educated in the subject of Bhagavatam by recitation of the actual poems. The idea is that generally the liberated souls are attached to the feature of impersonal Brahman with a monastic view of becoming one with the Supreme Lord. But the association of pure devotees like Vyasadeva, even the liberated soul becomes attracted to the transcendental qualities of the Lord. By the mercy of Sri Narada, Srila Vyasadeva was able to narrate the great epic of Srimad Bhagavatam, and by the mercy of Vyasadeva, Srila Sukadeva Goswami was able to grasp the import. The transcendental qualities of the Lord are so attractive that Srila Sukadeva Goswami became detached from being completely absorbed in impersonal Brahman and positively took up the personal activity of the Lord. Practically, he was thrown from the impersonal conception of the Absolute, thinking within himself that he had simply wasted so much time in devoting himself to the impersonal feature of the Supreme. Or, in other words, he realized more transcendental bliss with the personal feature than the impersonal. And from that time, not only did he himself become very dear to the Vishnu Janas or the devotees of the Lord, but also the Vishnu Janas became very dear to him. The devotees of the Lord, the devotees of the Lord who do not wish to kill the individuality of the living entities and who desire to become personal servitors of the Lord do not very much like the impersonalists. And similarly, the impersonalists who desire to become one with the Supreme are unable to evaluate the devotees of the Lord. Thus, from time immemorial, these two transcendental pilgrims have sometimes been competitors. In other words, each of them likes to keep separate from the other because the ultimate personal and impersonal realization, because of the ultimate personal and impersonal realizations. Therefore, it appears that Srila Sukadeva Goswami also had no liking for the devotees. But since he himself became a saturated devotee, he desired always the transcendental association of Vishnu Janas. And Vishnu Janas also liked his association. Since he became a personal Bhagavata, thus both the son and the father were completely cognizant of the transcendental knowledge of Brahman. And afterwards, both of them became absorbed in personal features of the Supreme Lord. The question as to how Shukadev Goswami was attracted by narration of the Bhagavatam is thus completely answered by this shloka. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. Nicely, Srila Prabhupada says, impersonalists, they don't like devotees. Devotees don't like impersonalists. So self-realized, so jnanis, they are not much inclined to have the association with the devotees. So this happened in the beginning with the Sukadeva Goswami. He acted to be impersonalized, though he is parrot of Krishna, everything. But the Leela shows like this. Then after hearing the most wonderful verses, the most compassionate nature of Krishna, and how Krishna gives a position of mother to even Putana. So after hearing this, he became attracted to the personal form of Lord. Previous to that, he was only attracted to the Brahman aspect of Lord, the impersonal aspect. 12th verse. Parikshitotha Rajarshi Parikshitotha Rajarshi Janma Karma Vilapanam Samstham Cha Panduputranam Vakshe Krishna Kathodayam Parikshitotha Rajarshi Janma Karma Vilapanam Samstham Cha Panduputranam Vakshe Krishna Kathodayam Parikshitam Atah Rajarshi. Now, Suta Goswami is thus addressed the rishis headed by Shaunaka. Now, Suta Goswami is speaking all these things. Vakshe, I will speak. I will speak. What is he going to speak to Shaunaka? He says, I shall begin. Krishna Katha Udayam. I shall speak about the transcendental qualities of Lord. Or I will start with the topics of the transcendental birth of Krishna, activities, how Krishna's birth and activities are transcendental. And then Rajarshi Parikshitihi, how he delivered Parikshit Maharaj. And Krishna's activity is Janma, Karma, Vilapanam, how he delivered Parikshit Maharaj. Janma, Karma is all completely transcendental. And then Parikshit Maharaj is a sage of the rishis. He is a Raja Rishi, a rishi among the sages. And how he got delivered. And then about the renunciation, samstham. So topics about the renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu. So how the Pandavas renounced. Pandava's grandson is Parikshit Maharaj. The qualities of Parikshit Maharaj. Now Suta Goswami says, I'm going to speak about the transcendental activities of Krishna, the qualities of Parikshit Maharaj, and then how the Pandavas renounced. So he's telling that I'm going to speak all these things. Before that, Sukadeva Goswami's qualities have been spoken, and also what happens after hearing the wonderful qualities of Krishna, the 10th verse that was given. Shaunaka is saying that how did he undergo the vast study. If you go behind, you see in this way. Now Shaunaka's Suta Goswami conversation is going. Previous to that, what conversation was there? Narada Vyasa conversation was there. Then Shaunaka rishis are asking to Suta Goswami, what did Narada do? So this chapter contains Shaunaka Suta Goswami's conversation. Now Suta Goswami is saying what he is going to give, what knowledge is going to give, what all topics will be discussed. Okay, Narayana read.
Yes, Mataji. Parikshitoth rajarshe janma karma vilapanam samsthanam cha panduputranam Vakshe Krishna Kathodayam. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Suta Goswami thus addressed the rishi headed by Shonaka. Now I shall begin the transcendental narration of Lord Sri Krishna and the topics of the birth, activities, and deliverance of King Parikshita, the sage amongst kings, as well as topics of the renunciation of the worldly order by the sons of Pandu. Purport. Lord Krishna is so kind to the fallen souls that he personally incarnates himself amongst the different kinds of living entities and takes part with them in daily activities. Any historical fact, old or new, which has a connection with the activities of the Lord is to be understood as a transcendental narration of the Lord. Without Krishna, all the supplementary literatures like Puranas and Mahabharata are simply stories or historical facts. But with Krishna, they become transcendental. And when we hear of them, we at once become transcendently related with the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam is also a Purana, but the special significance of this Purana is that the activities of the Lord are central and not just supplementary historical facts. Srimad Bhagavatam is thus recommended by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the spotless Purana, Amala Purana. There is a class of less intelligent devotees of the Bhagavad Purana who desire to relish at once the activities of the Lord narrated in the 10th canto without first understanding the primary cantos. They are under the false impression that the other cantos are not concerned with Krishna, and thus, more foolishly than intelligently, they take to the reading of the 10th canto. These readers are specifically told herein that the other cantos of the Bhagavatam are as important as the 10th canto. No one should try to go into the matters of the 10th canto without having thoroughly understood the purport of the other 9 cantos. Krishna and his pure devotees, like the Pandavas, are on the same plane. Krishna is not without his devotees of all the rasas, and the pure devotees, like Pandavas, are not without Krishna. The devotees and the Lord are interlinked, and they cannot be separated. Therefore, talks about them are all Krishna Katha or topics of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Continue.
That was the
Vaibhav,
purport.
I think the connectivity had gone.
No,
Yeah, read.
that was the purport, Mataji. I read the entire purport.
No, but connectivity was gone. Na? Could you all hear? My connectivity had gone. Okay. So Krishna and his pure devotees like Pandavas are on the same plane. Krishna is not without his devotees of all rasas. And the pure devotees like Pandavas are not without Krishna. Devotees and the Lord are interlinked and they cannot be separated. Therefore, talks about them are also Krishna Katha or topics of the Lord. So you speak about the devotees, actually it is Krishna Katha. Like yesterday was Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. You speak about Srila Prabhupada, that is Krishna Katha. So Krishna and his devotees, they cannot be separated. Now 13th and 14th verse. Yada mrudhe kaurava सृज्ययानां वीरेश्वथो वीरगतिं गतेषु वृकोदरा विद्धगदाभिमर्श भग्नो रुदण्डे धृतराष्ट्रपुत्रे भर्तुप्रियं द्रौणिरिति स्म पश्यन् कृष्णासुतानां स्वपतां शिरांसि उपाहरद् विप्रवयमेव तस्य जुगुप्सितं कर्म विगर्हयन्ति यदा मृधे कौरव सृज्यानां Kauravas, the party of the Dhritarashtra, Sujyayanam, the party of the Pandavas. Yatha mrudhe, in the battlefield, Vireshu atho viragatam. So in this way, the many warriors from Kauravas and Pandavas, viragati, they were killed. The destination observed by the warriors, they were killed. Gateshu, they obtained. Vrukodara, the second Pandava, Avidha Gada Abhimarsho. Shh. Mute your phone, Gadadhar Prabhu. So Bhima, what did he do? Avidha, he beat by his club, lamenting. Gadadhar Prabhu, mute your phone. I think you are there with Kamalakshi Mataji. You can pit also.
Yes, Mataji.
Abhimarshaha Bhagna. He broke the spine cord of the Dhritarashtraputra. That is Duryodhana. Bhartu Priyam Draunihi. Bhartu Priyam. Dronacharya's son wanted to please Duryodhana because he still is not dead. He is just he's lamenting. He just fell down. His spine is broken. He was beaten by Bhimsen, the Bhima. And the son of Dronacharya, what did he do? He wanted to please Duryodhana. So then, Krishna Sutam. Here Krishna refers to Draupadi. Draupadi's sons. They were sleeping, Swapatam. He went and beheaded them. Shiramsi Upaharat. And he brought it as a Upahara. Upahara means a prize or some gift to please Duryodhana. Vipriyam. Tasya Jugupsitam. Such an heinous act he did. Vigar Hayanti. Disapproving. Somebody is sleeping, you cannot kill. It is a general rule in the war. You cannot attack from behind. You cannot attack untold. You have to give them also the chance, the time to prepare. You cannot attack even after sunset. And somebody is sleeping, you cannot attack. But exactly opposite nowadays, war is happening. Without intimation, war happens. Somebody is sleeping, war happens. And in this way, night after sunset, the war is happening. You see, nowadays, war is completely against the scriptures. So this heinous act of Ashwathama was not at all approved by anyone. Okay. So in this verse, we can see that how the description is given. Both the parties, many warriors were killed. Many warriors. To such an extent, even Duryodhana was lamenting because his spine was broken by Bhimsen. Now, the benediction what Duryodhana had got was, though Bhima is going to be instrumental in beating him, but his death is dependent on one moment where he is very happy, at the same time very sad. Both the things simultaneously. So when Ashwathama brought the heads of Upa-Pandavas, he thought that Ashwathama has killed all the Pandavas. So he was very happy. But after touching the heads, he could know that it is not Pandavas, it was Upa-Pandavas. He was lamenting. Because anyhow, they were also his children only. He did not desire the children should be killed. So that time he was actually lamenting, and one moment he was very happy, another moment was very sad. That is how he gave up his life. Okay. Bimala Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna.
One verse you can read, 13th verse, and 14th verse Jumur can read. 13th verse you read, Jumur can read 14th verse. And then the purport translation you read.
Yada mridhe kaurava srajayana virishvatho
Srujayana. Srujayana.
Srujayana
Srujayana.
virishvatho veeragatim gateshu prakodara vidvagadardhe marsha bhagno rudande dhritarashtra putri.
Second verse Jumur can read. Jumur is unable to read, then Kamalakshi Mataji, you read second verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Partu priyam dronir iti smapayasyan Krishna sutanam swapatam shirmashi ubaharat vipiryam eva darshya जुगुप्सितं कर्म विकर्तयन्ति. Krishna Mataji.
Translation. When the respective warriors of both camps, namely the Kauravas and the Pandavas, were killed on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and the dead warriors obtained their deserved destination, and when the son of Dhritarashtra fell down, lamenting his spine broken, being beaten by the club of Bhimsena, the son of Dronacharya Ashwatthama beheaded the 5 sleeping sons of Draupadi and delivered them as a prize to his master, foolishly thinking that he would be pleased. Duryodhana, however, disapproved of the heinous act, and he was not pleased in the least. Purport. Transcendental topics of the activities of the Lord Shri Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam begin from the end of the battle at Kurukshetra, where the Lord himself spoke about himself in the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, both the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are transcendental topics of Lord Krishna. The Gita is Krishna Katha or topics of Krishna because it is spoken by the Lord, and the Bhagavatam is also Krishna Katha because it is spoken about the Lord. Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted everyone to be informed of both Krishna Kathas by his order. Lord Krishna Chaitanya is Krishna himself in the garb of devotee of Krishna, and therefore the versions of both Lord Krishna and Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are identical. Lord Chaitanya desired that all who are born in India seriously understand such Krishna Kathas, and then, after full realization, preach the transcendental message to everyone in all parts of the world. That will bring about the desired peace and prosperity of the stricken world. Hare Krishna.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you're born in this land, one should know the scriptures. Very important to know our scriptures. Mata shishunam nidhanam sutanam nishamya ghoram paritapyamana tadarudad vashpa kalakulakshi tam santvayanaha kiritamani. Mata shishunam nidhanam sutanam nishamya ghoram paritapyamana tadarudad vashpakalakulakshi tam santyavan aha kiritamali. Kiritamali is another name of Arjuna. Now Draupadi, mother, Shishunam Nidhanam, when the 5 sons were massacred, she started crying after hearing this news. Ghoram paritapyamana. She was just lamenting. Just see how many difficulties Pandavas faced, though Krishna is there with them. How many difficulties? First they were sent to exile. Right from the beginning, Draupadi has only faced a difficulty. Kunti Maharani has also seen all the difficulties. And then in exile, and after then coming, there's a war. Abhimanyu is lost. Abhimanyu is also dead. Now Upapandavas are also gone. So they have faced a lot of difficulty, and she's just crying. Arjuna is consoling her. Then tada shuchaste pramrujami bhadre yad brahma bandho shira atatayinah ghandiva mukter vishikhairupahare tvakramya yatsnasyasi dagdhaputra. Tada shuchaha, she's just crying in grief. Pramrujami, oh gentle lady. Now Arjuna says, don't cry. I will wipe your tears. Yad Brahma Bandhu. I will first behead him. Shiraha, such a degraded person. Atatainaha, he is an aggressor. Gandiva Muktaha, I'll shoot him by my arrows. Vishakshaha, Vishikaihi, by the arrows. Upahare, I will present to you his head. Tva akramyaha. And in this way, riding on it, you stand on the head of Ashwatthama. And then you take bath. Snasyasi Daktaputra. After burning the sons, I will present you the head of the Brahmana after beheading him with the arrows from my Gandiva. Then I shall wipe your tears from your eyes and pacify you. What you do, you stand on his head and take bath. Let's see what was the situation for these Pandavas. So Lord is always impartial. But Lord wants to show to the whole world that Pandavas are the greatest devotees. And especially Kunti Maharani. Face so many difficulties, but still they just want Krishna. They never asked Krishna to mitigate their difficulties. They did not utilize Krishna for that. They just served Krishna. So a pure devotee always serves Krishna. He doesn't ask anything from Krishna. Okay. Now 2 verses. Kusum, read the first verse. Gadadhar Prabhu, the second verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam.
And Kusum will read the translation and purport. Yeah.
Mata Shishunam Nitanam Sutanam Nishamya Ghoram Paritapyamana Tadarudatvaspa Kalakulakshi Tam Santvayannaha Kiritamali. Translation.
Kiritamali. 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 Yeah.
Translation. Draupadi, the mother of the 5 children of the Pandavas, after hearing of the massacre of her sons, began to cry in distress with eyes full of tears. Trying to pacify her in her great loss, Arjuna spoke to her thus. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandot Nam. Text number 16. Tada suchaste brahmrajami badre yad brahma bandha sira athat.
No. Tada shuchaste. 1 minute. Repeat after me. Tada shuchaste pramujami bhadre. This is one line. You cannot just split. Tada shuchaste pramujami bhadre. Read like this.
Tada suchaste brahmrajami badre yad brahma bandha sira athat.
Atatainaha. Atatainaha. We have studied this in Bhagavad Gita also. Aggressor. Atatainaha.
Okay. Gandiva muktair vishike upahare tvakramya yat snayasi
Tvakramya yat snasyasi daktaputra.
tvakramya yat sanasyasi
Snasyasi. Snasyasi. Read slow, Sina. Yat snasyasi.
tvakramya yat snasyasi
Snasyasi. Just say snasyasi. Dagdhaputra. Read.
Can I go for translation, Mataji?
Read.
Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O gentle lady, when I present you with the head of the Brahmana, after beheading him with arrows from my Gandiva bow, I shall then wipe the tears from your eyes and pacify you. Then, after burning your son's bodies, you can take your bath standing on his head. Purport. An enemy who sets fire to the house, administers poison, attacks all of a sudden with deadly weapons, plunders wealth, or who serve agricultural fields, or entices one's wife is called an aggressor. Such an aggressor, though he be a Brahmana or a so-called son of a Brahmana, has to be punished in all circumstances. When Arjuna promised to behead the aggressor named Aswatthama, he knew well that Aswatthama was the son of a Brahmana. But because the so-called Brahmana acted like a butcher, he was taken as such, and there was no question of sin in killing such a Brahmana's son who proved to be a villain. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna, there is no voice, Mataji.
Yeah. So Atatayinaha has been described even in Bhagavad Gita also. Now here, attacking with sudden weapons, suddenly attacking with weapons, plundering somebody's wealth, usurping their agricultural field, administering poison, setting fire, and also enticing one's wife. That is also Atatayina only. Then plundering others' wife, that is also a wrong thing. So if you see enticing one's wife, then Pandavas, they gambled. They were made to gamble, and they were forced to keep Draupadi as in the gamble. Though they were not Atatais, they did not do it intentionally. They were forced by Duryodhana. It is what Duryodhana is an Atatai. When you see enticing, what is enticing? Offering one's wife to somebody else. That was not done willingly. That was forcibly done by Duryodhana. That is what Duryodhana is an Atatai. Okay. Iti priyam valgu vichitra jalpaihi sasantva chuta mitra sutah anvadamshita ugrathanva kapithvajo guruputram rathena. Iti priyam valgu vichitra jalpaihi sasantva chuta mitra sutah Anvadravad damshita ukradhanva kapithvajo guruputram rathena. Now Arjuna Kapidhvajaha. Arjuna's name is Kapidhvajaha. He is guided by whom? He is guided by Krishna. Achyuta Mitra Sutaha. He is a friend, he is a driver. He is guided by Achyuta. 1 minute. Yeah. So Arjuna is guided by Lord, who is friend also, driver also. Now Arjuna pacified by sweet words. He pacified his wife, that is Draupadi. Then he dressed. Arjuna, he dressed in armor. Vichitraha. He dressed in armor. And Ugradhanva, he was equipped with furious weapons. Damshita means he wore kavach, that is armor. And then Rathena, he sat on his chariot and went out to follow Ashwathama. Guruputram means Ashwathama. He was the son of Dronacharya. So Arjuna, after pacifying his wife, dear lady, by such statements, he dressed in kavach, he put the armor, he was armed with furious weapons, he sat on his chariot, and then he set out to follow Ashwathama, the son of his martial teacher. Tata patantam savilakshya durat kumara Kodvigna manarathena paradravat prana sururvyam yavad gamam rudrabhaya kaha. So Ashwathama, what did he saw? What did he see? He saw from distance, Durat. He saw Arjuna coming very furiously, Kumaraha. He knew that he has murdered his sons. Udvignaha, his mind was so disturbed. Then he also sat in his chariot. Arathena, Paradravat, he fled. He wanted to protect his life, Prana Paripsuhu. And how did he flee? Urvyam, with great speed. Yavatagatam, thus he fled with great speed. Udrabhayat. In how that comparison is given. Brahma fled in fear from Shiva. That is how Shiva cuts his head. We have Kapala, and the Kapala of Shiva, of Brahma. So Kapala Moksha Sthanam is there in Badrikashram. So once Brahma did a wrong thing, then Shiva had to go behind him to attack. Okay. Here it is given that the story has been given. The sun god became angry. The whole story is also given here. Let us see. So Narayana, read 17th verse, 18th verse and read the purport.
May I read, Mataji?
Yes, you read.
1.7.18, right?
17 also, 18th also. 17th verse and 18th verse and read the purport.
Okay. 17th verse.
So this is the last for today. This
Okay.
is the last verses for today. Yeah.
इति प्रियां वल्गु विचित्र जल्पै स शांत वै वच्युतमित्र सुताः अन्वाद्रवद् दंशित उग्र धन्वा कपिध्वजो गुरुपुत्रं रथेन. Arjuna, who is guided by the infallible Lord as friend and driver, thus satisfied the dear lady by such statements. Then he dressed in armor and armed himself with furious weapons, and getting into his chariot, he set out to follow Ashwathama, the son of his martial teacher. 18th verse. Tammapatantam savilakshya durat कुमारहोद्विग्नमनारथेन पराद्रवत् प्राणपरिप्सुरुर्व्यां यावद्गमं रुद्रभयाद्यथाकाः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ashwathama, the murderer of the princess, seeing from a great distance Arjuna coming at him with great speed, fled in his chariot, panic-stricken, just to save his life, as Brahma fled in fear from Shiva. According to the reading matter, either Kah or Arkah, there are two references in the Puranas. Kah means Brahma, who once became allured by his daughter and began to follow her, which infuriated Shiva, who attacked Brahma with his trident. Brahmaji fled in fear of his life. As far as Arka is concerned, there is a reference in the Vamana Purana. There was a demon by the name Vidyunmali who was gifted with a glowing golden airplane which traveled to the back of the sun and night disappeared because of the glowing effulgence of this plane. Thus the sun god became angry and with his virulent rays he melted the plane. This enraged Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva then attacked the sun god who fled away and at last fell down at Kashi, Varanasi, and the place became famous as Lolarka. Hare Krishna.
So in Kashi also we have this. And in Badri also we have. Go to Badri also, we will get there. In 2-3 kalpas it has happened. So Brahmaji was very angry. And because Brahmaji did a very wrong thing. He got allured to his own daughter. That is why Shiva could not tolerate. So in this way, in the Vamana Purana, this has been given. Another story is that there was a demon by the name Vidyunmali. He was gifted with a glowing golden airplane which traveled to the back of the sun, and night disappeared because of the glowing effulgence of this plane. Thus the sun god became angry. He melted that plane. This enraged Lord Shiva. Again Lord Shiva attacked the sun god, who fled, and at last he fell in Kashi. This place is known as Lolarka. Okay. One more verse we can do, 19th verse. Yada sharanam atmanamaikshataha. Yada sharanam atmanam aikshata shranta vajinam. Astram brahma shiro mene atmatranam vijatmajaha. Yada sharanam atmanam aikshata shranta vajinam. Astram brahma shiro mene atmatranam dvijatmatah. So now son of this Brahmana, that is Dronacharya, he's Ashwathama, he saw that his horses were tired. So then there was no alternative for him for protection. So what did he do? He used his ultimate weapon, that is Brahmastra, the nuclear weapon. Yada asharanam, when he saw there is no alternative protection for himself, Atmanam, Aikshataha, that means he saw Shiranta Vajinam. The horses were very tired. At the time he used this Brahma Shiraha, the nuclear weapon. Atma Tranam, just to save himself. Dvijatmaha Jaha, the son of Brahmana, did. Okay. Kusum, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yada sharanam atmanam eksata shranti vajinam astram brahma shiro mene atmatranam dvijatmajaha. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the son of the Brahmana, Ashwathama, saw that his horses were tired, he considered that there was no alternative for protection outside of his using the ultimate weapon, the Brahmastra nuclear weapon. Purport: in the ultimate issue only, when there is no alternative, the nuclear weapon called the Brahmastra is applied. The word Dvijatmajaha is significant here because Ashwathama, although the son of Dronacharya, was not exactly a qualified Brahmana. The most intelligent man is called a Brahmana, and it is not a hereditary title. Ashwathama was also formerly called the Brahma Bandhu, or the friend of a Brahmana. Being a friend of a Brahmana does not mean that one is a Brahmana by qualification. A friend or son of a Brahmana, when fully qualified, can be called a Brahmana and not otherwise. Since Ashwathama's decision is immature, he is purposely called herein the son of a Brahmana.
Though a son of a Brahmana did the most heinous activity, and now using Brahmastra is more dangerous. Okay. So here will stop. Any questions you can ask.
Mataji, can I ask a question?
Down. Just, yeah, quick. Only 3% battery is there.
Okay. Mataji, in verse 1.7.11, it said that Srila Sukadeva was impersonalist, and after hearing Bhagavatam from Srila Vyasadeva, he became personalist. So, Mataji, where it is assumed that he is impersonalist? Means,
Yeah,
how do
because
we...
he was more keen into his own mukti. He was more into Brahma Jyoti. He used to just run about. He was afraid of even coming back. Maya will attack. For a devotee, nothing is Maya.
Yeah.
For impersonality, it is Maya. For a devotee, it is not. Nothing is Maya, because everything can be utilized in Krishna's service.
But Mataji, that time he was in the womb of his mother.
Falgu Vairagya. Yes, he was not coming out, no? Why? Maya will attack.
Oh,
What is
okay.
Falgu Vairagya? Thinking everything is Maya.
Okay.
But
Oh.
what is Yukta Vairagya? Anasaktasya Vishayan. So there we shall understand. Why he was not coming out? Because he was afraid.
Okay. Okay.
He is seeing something different from Krishna. What is the meaning of Maya? Seeing something different from Krishna.
Right. Right, Mataji. And Mataji, in verse 13 and 14, it is said transcendental topics of Krishna start only after the battle of Kurukshetra. But Mataji, Krishna's topics start much from his childhood only, na? That is pastimes in Vrindavan, Mathura, and then Raslila and all that. Then how do we understand this, Mataji? That it starts only after battle of Kurukshetra.
Vyasa wrote, na? When Vyasa wrote Bhagavatam? After Krishna left to his abode.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So Tuesday there will be class. Tuesday, Thursdays. Let me see. I'll plan and let you know. Okay. Every week there will be some different changes. But your examination is fixed. Now it is, that is 16th and 17th. You can put it in the group also.
16, 17 December.
Yeah. Well, you have to complete the portion 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 7, 8 will be one examination. That will be in January. The 9th and 11. The biggest Canto this is. It will take time, but let us see. Panchakalpa Rupesha Pasantu Vyavcha Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavi